Please welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies.
I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share where Hispanic people are actually showing, actually proving themselves to the fact that they can never, ever, stop the level of races they have inside of them. They went as far as to prove a point in a black man's, page. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And I actually want you guys to see the reason why people that look like me are just, being mindful with the kind of people that want to get mingled with. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
Racism from Hispanic and Latinos towards the black community absolutely needs to be studied. I want to make this painfully clear. It is not all Hispanics. I recently saw this video from a black man stating, I want to see 100 Hispanics not saying the N-word. Because as we all know, there is a major problem with Hispanics in general saying the N-word when they're not supposed to be saying the N-word. Instead of just acknowledging the fact that yes, Hispanics needs to stop saying the N-word, they doubled down on their racism and proved our point why they should not be saying the N-word at all. Making racist and stereotypical comments like, I want to see 100 black people visit fried chicken. I want to see 100 black fathers being there for their children. I want to see 100 black people respecting the law, not eating Popeyes and finding their dads. You know what's incredibly ironic? Hispanic people love to talk about how close related we are and how much our struggles are so compared with one another. We have been through similar struggles and we have picked from the same branch and bushes. We have been oppressed, enslaved by white Americans and Europeans, and we should understand each other. Yet many of them will turn around and objectify us. They will signify us as a monolith and stereotype us. These same stereotypes that white people created to degrade and dehumanize black people, Hispanics are now using those same stereotypes to do the same thing to us. It doesn't make any sense. Black people will say, stop saying the N-word. And Hispanics will clap back and say, I want to see black people go to school and graduate. I want to see black people with a job application. Which is insane because study shows that black people, especially black women, are quite literally the highest demographic when it comes to graduating from high-end universities and Ivy Leagues. Many black men, especially so many black women, achieving high-end career jobs. Doctor, lawyer, financer, business owner, restaurant owner, nursing, astrologist, neurologist, astronomist, etc. Fucking chemists and biologists. So many of us are entering these roles. Hispanics love to say to us that they are not the same, that they are all different. And I'm like, bitch, so are we. We are not the same either. Black people are not a fucking monolith. I don't know why we have to keep repeating ourselves when we say this shit. For fuck's sake, you know what? I know that Hispanics and black people are nowhere near the same. You know why? Because y'all voted against each other! Like, how in the fuck? Even though that black people are not a monolith, despite our differences from all over the country and the world, we can still look at each other and still come together and be like, yeah, we are against this. Y'all can't do that. But you know what you can do when it comes to uniting as one? Being racist towards black people. Y'all can definitely do that shit. All of that PLC solidarity, all of that Hispanics and black people together, out the window.
And all the Latinos in his comment section proving his point. Because what is so triggering about not saying that word? And it's so triggering to the Latinos in that comment section that they are literally acting like racist people. If you go watch that comment section on his video, it literally looks like racist people. It's in his comment section, repeating every single piece of white supremacy tool and saying it back. Where is your dad? 100 black men versus child support, which is freaking absurd. Like, Latinos are never beating the allegations that they're not racist. Never, ever. And that's how I know you learn from that tia who voted from that Cheeto in the presidency. That's how I know you learn from your abuelita to mejorar la raza. That's how I know, baby, you are repeating and you are racist. Horrible. Just don't say the word. What's so triggering? What is so triggering about it? Tell me.
Absolutely needs to be studied. I don't want.
Hello, beautiful people. Go back, watch this young man's video in its entirety. I actually believe racism in the Hispanic community has already been studied. We just have to start actually, listening and looking it up, basically. It's kind of all over the history book. Now, hear me out. What I mean when I say that is, I went to the museum the other day and I was just curious about indigenous populations around the world. And, I specifically looked at Central and South America. And I found it so wild that the numbers of the indigenous people, like the black and brown people of those areas, from where it started, from the high numbers to where their numbers are now, are very alarming. Now, that was around like the 1500s, around the time that the conquistadors, the Spaniards did their thing. And we all know at the end of the day, Spaniards, people from Spain, white people from Spain, at the end of the day, they're white. And they played a very, very key role when it came down to colonizing Central and South America. So much so that they basically were the reason to the great diminishing of the numbers of the indigenous people down to this present day. Down to the point where basically they have been successful. They have been so successful to the point where I'm pretty sure most people that watch this video have not even heard of any of the indigenous peoples or the populations of indigenous people in Central and South America. They probably never really even see their content. They probably never even really see their lands, their reservations, for example, their villages, their towns, or anything, XYZ. You get my gist there? So this is basically throughout all of Central and South America. And to this day, I've said it before and I will keep saying it to this day. Hispanics are the white people of Central and South America. Hispanics are the white people of Central and South America. Hispanics are the white people of Central and South America. And if you missed it those last 3 times, Hispanics are the white people of Central and South America. It's going to come up again just so you can remember and just so you can remind yourself that a lot of these people are white people from Central and South America. Throughout a lot of their cultures, they have entwined basically whiting out or whiting up the entirety of the populations of like the actual black and brown indigenous people of those lands. And no, I'm not talking about the transatlantic slave trade, the black people that came from Africa. When I say black and brown, I say black and brown because the shades kind of varied when it came down to Central and South America from the indigenous people. So the term is Mayola La Raza. Mayola La Raza. Mayola La Raza. And if you forgot and didn't remember it, Mayola La Raza. Make the race better again. And that is just a little dog whistle for make the race better again by making the race YT. This has been entwined in almost so many of the Central and South America Hispanic, Spaniard, countries. That's pretty much it. I don't really think it needs to be studied. I'm not an op to this man. I follow him. I love a lot of his videos, but I am a black person that don't think that I need to be soft towards anybody that's problematic to the black community. And if you're going to be problematic to the black community, I'm going to speak about it. There you go. Don't matter who you are. Don't matter what race you are. Don't matter if you're the white tea people of the US or the white tea people of Central and South America. That's it. It has been studied. These things are in museums, they're in history books, they're in, geographical, population, censuses and, statistics books and all that. They have been studied. It is wild that a lot of these people basically, keep trying to act like they're different from YT. The only reason they are being treated differently from the YT people in the US is because YT people have always hated each other throughout history. No matter if you're an Italiano or you are Dutch or you are French or whatever. Look at the history of Europe. Look at the history of Europe. You had YT people that came from Europe to went to the US, and then you had YT people that came from Europe and went to Central and South America. Except in Central and South America, they basically have successfully, culturally, effed their way into all of those spaces as the majority. So I really don't care. I really don't care what people think about it, because history is historical and history is always going to history, you know, and it's always going to tell you what it's going to tell you. And that's what it told me. And that's what it told multiple other people. Why are we always trying to sugarcoat stuff? Why are we always trying to not hurt other people's feelings? Oh, I'm not saying it's all of them. I would say it's pretty much damn well nearly most of them. Just like how it's pretty much damn well nearly most YT people that are inherently racist towards us. They are YT. That is it. That's it. Enough said. Don't have to waste our breath on that. Don't have to fight for their YT cause. Don't have to take on their, you know, it's basically just a different form of just like perpetuating YT supremacy. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. They're YT. They're YT. Hispanics are the YT people of Central and South America. Hispanics are the YT people of Central and South America. Hispanics are the YT people of Central and South America. Hispanics are the YT people of Central and South America. Mayora la raza, mayora la raza, mayora la raza. Make the race better again by making the race YT. What race? They damn well weren't talking about theirs. They were talking about the little pockets of the colonizers from Spain that inserted themselves into all of the black and brown indigenous people spaces all over Central and South America, twisting and turning and prodding all of the sweet nothings, just like how YT people have done with the Native Americans over here in the US. And they damn well were successful in making their race the dominant parasites of Central and South America.
It's crazy, the response in the comments of some people in the Mexican community. What's even more crazy is the amount of likes to the comments, right? It's like there are a few couple of comments in there, right? But when you see the amount of likes, there'll be like 30,000, 14,000. And I'm going to say it to you like this. It's not only Mexican people liking those comments. It's probably black people, some black people too, think it's funny when it's not funny. Like that's not funny at all, for real. Like, and then what really irritates me, right, is when I read what somebody said, 100 of y'all versus child support. I was like, isn't Mexican people in the same boat for real with child support? And honestly, I think it's on a whole different level. Okay? Because I'm going to explain it to you like this. I knew people, right? Mexican and African and black. So African American and then like African black African. There we go. Black African and then Mexican and then Mexican Americans. A lot of the when it came to like either Africans or like Mexicans who come from Mexico or Latino people who are from another country that come here, a lot of them, right? A lot of those men, right? Majority of it being out of country men, the men who live out of country, not the ones who live in state, they come here to make a bunch of money just to have like 5 wives at home and then like three kids apiece, each wife, like 3 kids each wife. And I'm not even joking. It would be like that. Like, I've met so many, it would be either African or like Mexican. And you don't see it too much. Like, people talk about in the black community in general, how men will have baby mamas. I feel like out of country people don't have they have baby mamas on a different level than us. I feel like our baby mamas don't compare to theirs because it's not all the same, but like usually the like the what I've been told myself by these men, that they're like, yeah, I have enough money that I make from this job, and I save up, and I work like 80 hours a week to where I could pay for my wife and kid, my like 5 wives, not even wives, like one wife and then like 3 baby mamas can live in like their own houses with like food and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, they really like broke the code. They really like broke the like the video game code with that one. I'm like, so you make money in an expensive country, send all the money back to a cheap country so that your children and family can live like kings almost. I'm like, damn, because in the black community, like if somebody like you might get a situation like that, but 9 times out of 10, either they're a really rich black guy who just has like a bunch of baby mamas and can pay for it, so he had to really work hard in America and not in another country, in America, to get really rich or make enough money to have multiple baby mamas, where they're like in one of those like corporate office jobs, or it's a black man who sticks to the street life. Mexican, I feel like the majority of, realistically, if we were to look at it, Africans and Mexicans be the majority of don't pay for child support. And then somebody in the comments said 100 of y'all versus a bucket chicken, and you wonder why he said, hey, so you just gotta double down on it and make it worse. Oh, okay, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then it said 100 of y'all versus being quiet. Us. I'm gonna say it. Y'all throw parties until 4 a.m. in the morning with loud music. Still cooking some type of like carne asada sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all just as loud as us, okay? Y'all just got music blasting loud as hell. My neighbors the other night, loud wake you up music. Like, oh, black people too. We don't throw as many parties as y'all. I'm sorry. And then another thing, y'all be having so many family members, so many relatives. That's because like your grandpa or your dad himself has like 5 kids by like different women. So we're celebrating like 20 birthdays at somebody's house, this person's house, when there shouldn't be 20 birthdays celebrated here. You know what I'm saying? And then you block our driveway. Oh my God. My mom got mad about that the other day. Like, she was trying to get to work, to lift and do her job. They like blocked her in for real. Y'all are just as loud or even worse sometimes. What are we talking? And then sometimes they don't be like loud at all that much, and it just be like bright flashing lights. Why are the lights so flashy and bright? My sister, I think when she was younger, from like somebody she used to have like seizures. So when she saw blinking lights, it would cause her a seizure. So like when we would live here, she couldn't look at blinking lights when like people were partying at night. You know what I'm saying? She actually had the grandma seizures, the one where like she would kind of almost die if not treated properly, right? When I read that versus y'all being quiet, that really irritated me. Like, monotonely on an average, yes, black people are usually more loud. I can't lie about it. But y'all be throwing so many, like, it's like a party every month, at least 3. And if it's not like one family, it's another family down the street. I love the music. Personally, I love the music and it's loud. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not my grandpa or mother's age where I'm going to sit out there and go and complain. I'm just going to drown it out and go deep into sleep. I'm not that old yet to where like it bothers me that much and I'm waking up. Because I'm in a deep sleep. The only thing that bothers me about it is when my mother wakes me up about it. Why are you waking me up about it? Go to sleep. And sometimes I'd be passed out in the living room. I can't even hear it all the way in the living room. And you, in your room, you can hear it. Dang, get some earplugs. I don't know. I don't know, gang. You know what I'm saying? It just be like that for real. Like, what do you mean? And then, like, 100 of y'all versus being quiet, 100 of y'all versus paying child support. Like, you do the first two. You know what I'm saying? You both, like, those two were like reductive. And then, oh, EBT. EBT is poverty. Somebody said 100 of us versus EBT. Like, y'all know they judge people based off of whether that's poverty. They judge you based off whether you make enough money. They think they judge black people first and then Mexicans. So I don't know why would you say that. Like, they judge us all for that. Like, they like, and then if they don't judge you, they're like, they think you're a hardworking Mexican, and that's even worse almost. Because they're like, oh, you're one of those hardworking Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Have a nice day.
There is nothing, or there is no sugarcoat that will change the fact that people that look like me are always going to be the people at the receiving end. I was just talking with my elder one time, and because of this stuff we do here, my reacting to stuff and what I've done so far, based on the way, race and all of that, I was asking my elder, I was like, why is it that black people are always going to defend themselves? I asked the question to an elder. I was like, why is it that people that look like me are always going to be the ones to defend themselves? If they're not defending themselves from pan-colored people, they are doing that from Asian people, and they are doing that from Hispanic and every other minority group. So why is it that every other people have, this thing with people that look like me? Like, why? When I asked an elder that question, he smiled. And I asked that question based on what I saw on the social platform. I was not able to stitch that video. It was actually something that happened in China. China or somewhere in Asian country. So it was in a restaurant. So this lady, who happens to be an Asian or a Chinese woman, I don't really know what happened in the said restaurant, but this lady decided to call out someone that looks like me and using the big, on the person. She was using it and telling the person that, oh, don't worry, I'm going to call your master. Your master is actually my boyfriend. She was like, your master is actually my boyfriend. I'm going to call your master so that they can put you in place. The person saying this exact word is actually a Chinese woman, and she is dating a pan-colored person. And she's telling this person that looks like me that she was going to call her boyfriend, who happens to be her master, to put her in place because she's dating her master. When I saw that, I was just on a discussion with an elder. That was when I asked the question. He said that, just like a wise person have constantly said, nobody is going to come for something that is of no value. That if you are of no value, nobody wants to come for you. Like, nobody wants to talk about you if you are of no value, if you are maybe useless or something. And he also said that the bees often go to honey, to attack honey, because of the benefits they get from honey. And he also makes some emphasis on the first people who ever existed on the planet Earth, that is just some sacrifice you have to undergo, because you are the first person, the chosen person that have ever existed. that every other person might just get jealous because they never expected you to be the person that you are. And I was like, really? Is that the reason why? You say, yeah. If you just think about it, nobody will come for you if you are of no use. So imagine, what the Creator and Almighty have to go through. He even goes as far as to talk about Yeshua and how he was crucified on the cross of Calvary and all of that, according to what was written in the Bible. That what do you think? In this generation, who do you think is Christ that was crucified and all of that? And I started laughing, So I think it's just what being someone that looks like me have to deal with is what comes with somebody that looks like me. You just have to deal with it. Be it from the pan colored, Hispanic, Asia, and all of that, you have to deal with it because you're someone that looks like me. So, because I think this is going to just go a long way, given the fact that the present administration is enabling some things. So, I think it's high time for people that looks like me to re-strategize and know the way they are react to things. Like, eventually, they will get tired, or maybe look for a slaw that actually represents them. When they use a slaw on you, you use a slaw back on them. I think, yeah. Then they say that when the kingdom of the Lord suffer violence and take it by force, It's just for you to look for the other thing that represent them. And when they use theirs on you, you use yours on them. And vice versa. I think that is just it, because this present administration is going to support a lot. Anyway, lovely listener, just leave me your own thought. Anyway, in the comment section of what you think of this video, please subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovely, when I upload
Comment
the
section
next
of what you
one.
think of this video, please subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovely, when I upload the next one.